Okay, let's try another one for number 4. Example number 4. I would like you to solve 1 over x minus 1 plus 1 over x plus 2 equals 3 over x squared plus x minus 2. 1 over x minus 1 plus 1 over x plus 2 equals 3 over x squared plus x minus 2. So before I can figure out what I have to multiply by, you have to have all the denominators factored. So this one's factored, that one's factored, and this one factors to be what? X plus 2 and x minus 1. The good news is whenever you factor things, you can tell that, look, these were already parts of the other one. Okay, so you're not going to have 3 completely different things. Okay, you're usually going to have 2 different things. Each one has a part somewhere. So if I want to eliminate all these fractions, what would I have to multiply by? Both x plus 2 and x minus 1. Okay, both x plus 2 and x minus 1 for every single part. Okay, for all the parts. So in the first equation, the x minus 1s will reduce each other away. So it's just 1 times x plus 2, which is just x plus 2. Plus, in your second equation, the x plus 2's cancel each other away. So 1 times x minus 1 equals, in the third equation, everything cancels out, so it's just equals 3. Now, if you combine like terms, we get 2x plus 1 equals 3. Move the 1 over, 2x equals 2, and we get an answer of x equals 1. Anyone have a question on how I got to this point? Now, before you can be done, you have to check this answer. Okay? So check this answer. Plug 1 back into your original equation. Okay, your original equation. So that's 1 over 1 minus 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 2 equals 3 over 1 squared plus 1 minus 2. If you work this out, this gets 1 over 0 plus 1 over 3 equals 3 over 0. What's the problem here?
Undefined.
These are undefined. Okay? Whenever you get anything in there with undefined, so basically 1/3 equals undefined. Does that make any sense? No. So that means this is what's called an extraneous root. This does not work. So your actual answer here is no solution. Okay? No solution. This is like a bad math problem. Okay? It's kind of like someone made this up and said, oh, solve this. Well, it doesn't work. It's not possible. Okay? So that is called no solution. Be careful. In your homework, you can have, okay? Homework will have problem. You're not done yet. Okay? Homework will have problems with no solution, 1 or 2 solutions. Okay? So make sure you're ready for something to have no solution, 1 number that works, or 2 numbers that work. Same thing for on your test. Okay? I promise you there's going to be some just like that on your test. Okay, last one I want to go over. Last one here is I want you to solve, again, we're still just solving. For number 5, solve 1 minus 8 over x plus 2 over x squared equals 0. 1 over 8 over x, 1 minus 8 over x plus 2 over x squared equals 0. This one's a little bit nicer because it doesn't have any binomials, it just has monomials. So what would you have to multiply through by to eliminate all of the denominators? X squared. Remember to multiply by every single part of this equation, including that first number that does not have a denominator. Technically, we'll multiply this side as well. Okay? So if you multiply through, we got x squared minus this x cancels out one of the ones on the top. So x squared minus 8x plus these x squareds cancel. So plus 2 equals, what is 0 times x squared?
0.
X, it's still 0, right? Not x squared. Okay, a lot of people somehow put x squared. It's 0, okay? Now, how do I solve?
You don't.
We can solve. Is it factorable? No. Okay, this is not factorable. So how do you have to solve?
Quadratic.
Exactly. Not factorable, so use the quadratic formula. Have to use quadratic formula. Okay, so yes, we get to go back to our lovely song. Okay, so x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And then you get to write down your ABCs. Okay, so a in this equation is 1, b is negative 8, c is 2. Plug these in, so negative times negative 8 plus or minus root negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 over 2 times 1. Simplify that, we get 8 plus or minus root 64 minus 8 over 2. That simplifies to be 8 plus or minus root 56 over 2. Can root 56 be broken down?
Yeah.
Yes. What comes out of 56?
2.
2 and what? 2 times
2. Well,
2 times what?
8, 7.
28, which is 2 and 14. 14 breaks down to 2 and 7. So you're going to be able to take out a pair of 2's. So it's 8 plus or minus 2 root 14 over 2. And then how do we reduce that? Split it up. 8 over 2 plus or minus 2 root 14 over 2. These reduce. These reduce. So we end up with 4 plus or minus root 14. Okay, if you get an answer that you had to use quadratic formula to get because it is not factorable, you do not have to plug it back in. It would be super ugly. Okay, so you do not have to plug back in if you have to use quadratic formula. Now, if you're lazy and just don't factor and so you use quadratic formula for everything, you still have to plug it in. Okay, so anything with a radical does not have to be plugged back in. Okay, this is not easy and I fully understand that. Okay, on your test, there are a couple problems that you will have to use quadratic formula on. Okay, so you can't just ignore this way of solving. All right, homework for this objective is that worksheet 3, just numbers 1 through 3, there's only 3 problems on there. You are also going to do page 593, numbers 5 through 27 odd, as well as 16, 24, and 28. Okay, so worksheet 3, numbers 1 through 3, as well as page 593, numbers 5 through 27 odd, 16, 24, and 28. Okay,